Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to today's Crypto News podcast. I'm joined by my co-hosts, and we're excited to dive into the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency.
That's right. We have a packed show today with some exciting news that could potentially move the markets. Let's start with a big announcement from the real estate firm Propy, which is rolling out crypto-backed loans to buy houses.
That's right. This is a game changer for anyone who's been holding on to their Bitcoin or Ether, wondering how they can use it to invest in real-world assets. Propy is allowing buyers to take out loans and use their crypto as collateral to purchase tokenized properties.
And it's not just a concept. They're already putting this into action. On January 29th, Propy is selling a tokenized condominium in Hawaii, and buyers will have the option to take out a loan using their Bitcoin or Ether as collateral.
That's amazing. The process of tokenizing a property takes about 2 weeks, which is relatively quick compared to traditional real estate transactions. This could be a huge opportunity for crypto holders to diversify their portfolios and invest in tangible assets.
Absolutely. And speaking of diversification, the crypto markets are getting a feel-good boost today thanks to a surge in risk assets. Bitcoin is whipsawing, but overall, the trend is looking positive.
That's right. According to our Crypto Daybook Americas report, the coming weeks are looking promising for crypto investors. We'll be keeping a close eye on the markets and bringing you updates throughout the day.
And that's not all. We'll also be exploring the implications of crypto-backed loans and tokenized properties. What does this mean for the future of real estate investing, and how will it impact the crypto markets?
Those are great questions, and we'll be discussing them in more detail throughout the show. We'll also be covering the latest news and developments from around the world of cryptocurrency, so be sure to stay tuned.
And if you're new to our show, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media for the latest updates and insights. We're excited to have you along for the ride.
So, it seems like the market is bouncing back after a volatile week. We were just discussing how Trump's latest comments on crypto regulations sent shockwaves through the industry.
That's right, and now we're seeing a rebound in major coins like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and XRP. According to data from CoinGecko, nearly every major cryptocurrency in the top 100 coins by market cap is up over the last day.
But there's an interesting exception here. Trump's official Solana meme coin, Trump, is still down. I guess you could say it's not winning bigly.
Yeah, I guess not. But in all seriousness, it's worth noting that this coin was launched with a lot of fanfare, and now it's struggling to gain traction. Maybe it's a sign that the market is skeptical about these kinds of celebrity-backed coins.
That's a good point. Meanwhile, other coins are seeing significant gains. Hedera, for example, is up 8% according to the latest CoinDesk 20 performance update.
That's right. And Solana is also doing well with a 4.8% gain. It's interesting to see these coins performing well, especially after a week of uncertainty.
Absolutely. And it's not just these individual coins that are seeing gains. The overall CoinDesk 20 index is up 2.5% since Thursday, with 19 out of 20 assets trading higher.
That's a pretty bullish sign. Of course, we always have to be cautious in crypto, but it's hard to deny the momentum that's building right now.
Definitely. So what do you think is driving this rebound? Is it just a natural correction after a volatile week, or is there something more fundamental at play?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. On the one hand, the market was due for a correction after the recent downturn. But on the other hand, I think we're also seeing some fundamental strength in certain coins, like Hedera and Solana, which are gaining traction due to their use cases and adoption.
That's a great point. And it's worth noting that these coins are not just speculative assets, but they're also being used in real-world applications.
Exactly. So while the market can be unpredictable, I think we're seeing some positive signs that could indicate a longer-term trend.
Well, we'll continue to keep an eye on the market and see how things play out. But for now, it's clear that the rebound is real, and investors are taking notice.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. Stay tuned.
We were just discussing the potential for a Bitcoin price correction earlier, and now we have some news that could add some fuel to that fire. A massive $7.8 billion worth of Bitcoin options are set to expire at the end of the month on Deribit.
That's right. And what's interesting here is that some $6 billion of the notional value in Bitcoin is currently set to expire out of the money. This could lead to a lot of buying pressure if those options holders want to avoid taking a loss.
Exactly. And with Bitcoin currently trading above the max pain price of $98,000, it's possible that we could see a lot of those options expire worthless. This could be a catalyst for a price drop, especially if those options holders start selling their underlying Bitcoin to cut their losses.
Building on what we discussed earlier about market volatility, this could be a perfect storm for a price correction. We've seen Bitcoin whales selling off their holdings in recent weeks, but now it seems like they're back in accumulation mode.
That's according to CryptoQuant, who says that large Bitcoin holders are a key driver of BTC demand and price. And it looks like they're starting to buy up more Bitcoin, with the monthly percentage growth of their holdings accelerating from minus 0.25% on January 14 to 2% on January 17.
That's a big jump, and it suggests that these large investors are confident in Bitcoin's long-term prospects. But what's interesting is that this accumulation phase started after the Trump inauguration, which could be a sign that investors are looking for safe haven assets in uncertain times.
Speaking of safe haven assets, we've seen a lot of talk about Bitcoin's potential as a store of value in recent months. And with these large investors buying up more Bitcoin, it's clear that they see it as a valuable asset in their portfolios.
Exactly. And with the potential for a price correction looming, it's possible that these investors are buying up Bitcoin at a discount. If that's the case, we could see a big rebound in the price of Bitcoin in the coming weeks.
Well, we'll be keeping a close eye on the price of Bitcoin as we head into the end of the month. With $7,800,000,000 worth of options set to expire, it's going to be a wild ride.
And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates on the world of cryptocurrency. We'll be discussing the latest news and trends and giving you the insights you need to stay ahead of the game.
Building on what we discussed earlier about the regulation of cryptocurrencies, Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin has weighed in on the issue of politician-issued coins. In a recent tweet, he called them a perfect bribery vehicle.
That's a pretty scathing assessment. What exactly did he mean by that?
According to Buterin, if a politician issues a coin, you don't even need to send them any coins to give them money. Instead, you just buy and hold the coin. And this increases the value of their holdings. It's a clever way of hiding a bribe in plain sight.
That's a good point. It's like a roundabout way of giving someone money without actually giving them any cash. And it's not like it's a small problem either. If politicians start issuing their own coins, it could create a whole new level of corruption.
Exactly. And it's not just about the potential for corruption, it's also about the lack of transparency. If politicians are issuing their own coins, it's harder to track where the money is coming from and where it's going.
Speaking of a lack of transparency, it's interesting to note that Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the Silk Road Darknet marketplace, has just been given a full and unconditional pardon by Donald Trump.
Yes, and Ulbricht has already thanked Trump for the pardon. In a video statement, he hinted that he plans to play a role in public life, which is certainly an interesting development.
It's definitely a surprising turn of events. Ulbricht was handed 2 life sentences plus 40 years for his role in running the Silk Road marketplace, which was notorious for selling illegal drugs anonymously using Bitcoin.
And yet, despite the severity of his crimes, Ulbricht has always maintained a certain level of support from some members of the cryptocurrency community. It will be interesting to see what he does next and how the community reacts to his plans.
Absolutely. And it's also worth noting that Ulbricht's pardon is not without controversy. Some people have criticized Trump's decision, saying that it sends the wrong message about the severity of Ulbricht's crimes.
Yes, and it's not just about the message it sends. It's also about the implications for the cryptocurrency community as a whole. If someone like Ulbricht can be pardoned for their crimes, it raises questions about the accountability of those involved in the space.
That's a good point. As the cryptocurrency space continues to grow and evolve, it's going to be important to have clear guidelines and regulations in place to prevent the kind of abuses that we saw with the Silk Road marketplace.
We've had quite the day in crypto, haven't we? From the shocking news of Ledger's co-founder being kidnapped to the rather amusing tale of Ivanka Trump disavowing a meme coin bearing her name.
Indeed, it's been a wild ride, and I think it's worth revisiting the Ledger story for a moment. The fact that a co-founder of a prominent crypto hardware wallet firm was targeted and held for ransom is a sobering reminder of the risks involved in this space.
Absolutely, and it highlights the importance of security and taking necessary precautions to protect oneself and one's assets. I mean, if someone as high profile as a Ledger co-founder can fall victim to this kind of attack, it's a wake-up call for all of us.
That's right. And it's also worth noting that the kidnappers were reportedly demanding a crypto ransom. This is a stark reminder that despite the many benefits of cryptocurrency, it can also be used for nefarious purposes.
Which brings us to the Ivanka Trump meme coin story. It's almost laughable, isn't it? I mean, who tries to create a cryptocurrency without the consent or approval of the person whose name is on it?
Well, apparently someone did, and it's not surprising that Ivanka Trump was quick to disavow the coin and warn people about the potential risks. It's a timely reminder that in the wild west of crypto, anything can happen, and we need to be vigilant.
Exactly. And I think this story also highlights the issue of branding and reputation in the crypto space. I mean, if someone can create a meme coin with Ivanka Trump's name on it, what's to stop them from doing the same with other high-profile individuals or brands?
That's a great point, and it's something that we should all be thinking about as we navigate this space. Reputation and branding are crucial, and we need to be mindful of how they can be used and misused.
Well, as we wrap up today's show, I think it's worth reflecting on the key takeaways from these stories. First and foremost, security is paramount. We need to be taking steps to protect ourselves and our assets from potential threats.
Absolutely. And secondly, we need to be aware of the potential risks and pitfalls in the crypto space. Whether it's a meme coin with a fake celebrity endorsement or a kidnapping with crypto ransom demands, we need to be vigilant and stay informed.
And finally, I think it's worth noting that despite the many challenges and risks in the space, the crypto market remains resilient. We've seen some significant price movements in recent days, and it's clear that investors are still bullish on the potential of cryptocurrency.
That's right. And as we look ahead to the rest of the week, I think we can expect more volatility and potentially some major developments in the space. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more updates and analysis tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the flip side.